Hello out there, and welcome to the Danny.
And Rihanna show. This is Danny Pena, Rihanna's husband.
And this is Riana Manuel Pena, Danny's wife. And today we're going to talk about maybe a bit of a controversial topic. I'm not sure, but we're going to talk about the pros and cons of home ownership. It's funny because Danny and I actually purchased our home. I'll go ahead and say during the pandemic, like we were in the midst of it still
Is
in
that
20
considered pandemic? 20,
2022.
2023?
I think we were still coming back to life, right? Coming back out of it, and
Mm.
it wasn't something that we had planned for a long time in advance. It was just something we'd always talked about. But yeah, well, Danny, why don't you walk the people through how the conversation for our home purchasing experience started?
Yeah, we were just talking about it briefly to see if it's possible for us to buy something in Los Angeles. I'm like, yeah, we should look around. And then we found a realtor, and they took us around multiple properties, and it just didn't work out. I think the first one, we tried to put an offer, and we were not even the top 20. It was so many offers. So it was a little difficult when it comes to that. And that was just a regular house. And then fast forward, one of our friends told us to search the townhomes. Is less competitive compared to regular houses here in Los Angeles. And we did that, and we found it. So and we got it. So I think for those that are trying to buy a house in a city like Los Angeles, there's gonna be a lot of competition when it comes to that. So it's better for you to find a place where there's gonna be less competition. And I think townhome was like the one that worked for us for now. Yeah, it was cool. We got a 3 bedroom, 3 floors, 3 bathrooms in there too house. So been good, been great.
Yeah, and I'll have Danny walk us down memory lane for the moment when he got the keys in a second because it's a great story.
Hmm.
But really quickly, I just want to give first off a disclaimer why my voice sounds so weird. I'm getting over a cold, so sorry if I'm a little nasally or gravelly.
Hmm.
But also just wanted to explain that we're not trying to give people advice on how to purchase a home because every
Oh no.
market is very different. And obviously, 3 years later, the time is very different. And not commenting much on things like interest rates or
Property taxes.
the property taxes or the availability. Like all of that is very personal and dependent on where you are.
Hmm.
However, just in general, Danny and I have both been, renters for our whole lives, mostly until recently. This is both of our first house.
Hmm.
And we just wanted to kind of go over what that's been like and what's been great about it and what has been not so great about it. But before we get into maybe some of the negatives, Danny, what was it like for you the moment when we finally learned that we got an offer accepted and we were going to have a home?
No, I felt good. I think at that time we were so stressed out because we were also planning our wedding, so it was a different feeling too because we were very stressed with that.
Yeah.
So combine that and also trying to buy a house, it was a lot. For those who are trying to do that in the future, find a house and also plan a wedding, I highly recommend not to do that.
Do not do
It's
it.
not. It's not. It's a lot of stress. Just want to put it out there. Nah, it felt really good. I've been living in apartments. I mean, my parents, they got their own houses. My mom had one in Dominican Republic, and my dad currently still lives there in Miami. So, but in the past, it was all we always rent apartments, and then when I left and I was started living on my own, I was always renting and stuff. So I got used to that. But at the same time, I felt like I was not the owner of the property that I have. So I always felt like I wanted to invest to a house. So potentially, if I ever decided to sell in the future, this would be a great opportunity. Plus, I want to feel like I'm the owner of something. So when I got the keys for the first time. I remember you were working. You had a meeting. You couldn't go downstairs, and I went because the realtor was downstairs waiting for us, and he was going to give us the key to the house. And when I got the keys for the first time, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like going up I took the elevator going up to our apartment. I looked at it, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe we pulled this off. It wasn't an easy process at all, but it felt really, really good. And it felt even better once we came here for the first time. I think it was the premiere of the Halo TV series, season
Yeah.
one.
And we were dressed up.
We were dressed up and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's go to our house. Like it was
Stop by the
just,
house.
yeah. So we came, we danced,
We
and
had a
we
bottle of champagne.
popped the champagne, and it felt really, really good. So I think what I'm trying to say is, you know, I never thought in my life I was going to buy a house. So what I'm trying to say, if you feel like discouraged, that you can't at least try to see if there's, because depending where you live, there might be opportunities. There might be stuff where you get help with like the state, and there's different ways to figure out how to get a house. Like my brother, it took him a long time. He bought a house, but he bought it differently, like the way how we got it. So
Yeah, like I said, we're not trying to give direct
no,
advice because there's so many different
that's not what
scenarios
I
and
mean.
it may not be the right thing for you.
No, it's not. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, like, I never thought I was gonna have the opportunity to buy it. I always thought I was gonna be rented for the rest of my life, and at least I tried. We tried as a test, and it worked out. So now everybody's gonna be different when it comes to like getting the house and so on, different type of experiences. But it doesn't hurt to try. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, maybe you try and you don't get it, and that's fine. But at least get some knowledge and learn the process. So at
Yeah.
least when you're ready in the future, when you have more of like better credit, better income that you already have saved up, then try again, and then keep on. What I'm saying is anything is possible. That's the whole point. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of discussion around this right now, and many different financial approaches to renting versus buying, and which one ends up being the best investment over time. And truly, most comparisons that I've seen are very close, and it's an emotional decision, right? Like it's a decision that you make not to have an asset or to gain some sort of one up over the interest rate increasing or inflation increasing. It's not really a money play. It's an emotional decision, and it costs a lot, and the cost of living in general in this country is really high. So if it's something that you really want, you can try. Like you can go for it. There are resources out there. There's guidance out there. If you're a first time home buyer, a lot of financial support for you out there. But if it's something that you feel like maybe a little overwhelming, well, let's add to that because Danny and I are going to go through some of the things that are not so great about owning a house because we've been in
Ugh,
this house now for 3 years
3 years, yeah,
and
a little bit over 3 years.
a little bit over 3 years, and this house is just around 10 years old. It had not been lived in full time until we moved in. It was out for rent for, I believe it was short and midterm rentals before we moved in. So there have not been a lot of occupants before us, giving full wear and tear on the house. And carpets were new when we moved in. Most of the systems were up and running just fine. But since we've gotten here, there have been some things that we've had to address that we didn't have experience with before as people who rented and just maybe called the landlord or the super when something happened. So I'll go first, and we can just run down the list of stuff that
Hmm.
we've experienced. I had never changed an air vent before. It may sound silly if you've lived in an apartment for a long time, maybe you have, but I didn't realize that our air filtration system has vents. The little grates that we have on our ceiling. They have a vent in front, a little replaceable filter in front of it, and we had to change those. And after we did change them for the first time with my mom and my mom's husband's help, my allergies went away. And it
Hmm.
turns out I was actually getting sick because our air quality was so low in the house, and I didn't know. So that was the first learning. How about you, Danny?
Um, I'll tell you the one that I was super excited. We
Well, I'm going
renovated.
cons
I
first,
know,
and
no,
then
but
we'll end with the good stuff.
it relates to this.
Okay.
All right. So we renovated our house a couple of months after we bought it. So we renovated the living room, the bedroom, the main bathroom, also upstairs, our room, our bathroom, our closet, and also after that we renovated also this office and where you're at too, your office
Hmm.
slash Violet's room. So that was really cool and exciting. New look. It feels different. I know other houses don't have this type of things that we have, but here's the part where I was a little disappointed. Is the tiles of the tile floor from the bathroom? There's something wrong with the ones right in the beginning. I don't know. It was because the way how they put it there, the cement or something. I have no idea, but it feels loose. So it's been like this for a couple months, and now I'm noticing that it's breaking, and I'm like, oh my god, we have to fix this. Thank God that we still have the same tiles as like backup that we have
Yeah,
like
we
left
got extras
extra ones.
extras of
Yeah.
the materials from the renovations
So
just in case.
that part is annoying. I was like, and then we added a jacuzzi also to that bathroom, and let me tell you, I use that all the time. Love it. Good vibe. Ree also use it too, and it's a shower too in there, right? But we noticed that there was an issue with like the water dripping in certain areas that sometimes it will go to the second floor, and we didn't know, and now we know the reason why. Now it hasn't happened in a while, in a very long time, but we just have to be careful now. But now we have to get somebody to see if they could fix that. It's like it's just a hole that's around the tub that it just we don't use it at all. That part of the tub. So, but we were excited about everything else, and then this happened. But we're still happy with the investment that we made with renovating the house and everything overall. It's been great. So I mean, the living room looks amazing. The
I wanted to
offices look
save the
good.
cons. I wanted to save this section for cons and talk about pros later, so we have a
Sure,
good note to end on.
sure. I mean,
Um,
that's it. That's what I was gonna say. Like there's
yeah.
good, but we had the bad.
Another con that we weren't expecting, and this is something that people warn you about, right? Like if you own a home, you own the appliances, and we've had a number of appliances that have needed some attention. I'll just kind of rattle them off. The garbage disposal needed to be replaced. We had never experienced that before. We had an issue of, I think it was glass in the dishwasher line.
Oh yeah, it wasn't working. We didn't know why,
It
and we
wasn't
were
working. We didn't know
checking
why.
and.
We had to call, the what we have homeowners insurance, so we called the people. They came and they fixed it, but
Hmm.
that was a cost. The pilot light in our glass top stove isn't working, and apparently that's like a really specific problem because they can't just lift the stove cover off. It's glass top, even though it's a gas burner, which I don't understand. But
Yeah.
apparently it needs like a specialist to come out. We still haven't addressed that. We will.
Mm.
And then little things like the light under the microwave has never come on. It's something we just didn't notice until the first time we tried to use it. And things like that. And granted, none of this is a showstopper, right? Like you don't have a dishwasher, then wash your dishes. You don't have a garbage disposal, throw the stuff away in the trash. Like there's ways around it, of course. And we've all learned how to deal with things that aren't working right.
Mm.
But when they all kind of happen around the same time, oh yeah, the water heater is showing its age
That's
and
annoying.
randomly stops working sometimes.
I think it
Like
happens more during the summer
it
because it's
happens more
so
during the
hot.
summer.
But
Yeah.
during the winter, it's fine. It's just
Interesting.
summer, spring. It's like,
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's
it's
one
the
of
heat
those where
outside.
it feels like they happen like a domino effect. Like it's almost like as soon as one thing gets fixed, another thing is messed up, and you're like, We just called the guys to come out and look at this, and it's honestly, you have to laugh to keep from crying because of course, one of the things I will also say as a con is all of this costs money, and when you are not the renter, it's your money.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how much any of these things cost, it's on you, and it's not something that's factored into your mortgage or your HOA or even your escrow, which helps pay for your home insurance and taxes and other things. So it's an additional cost that you really do need to remember to factor in if you're looking at how much can I afford to buy, right? Like it's not just whatever the price Zillow or Redfin shows you. It's a lot more on top of that. And things going wrong is part of that. And I won't say that there's anything that has been completely, bankrupting or anything like that, but they're not anticipated. And it's really hard to understand how much it will be until you've gone through it. And even us having a relatively new house, right? It was less than 10 years we moved in. There's still stuff that has to get fixed. And, that it's just part of the deal. And one of the things that Danny's already mentioned is that we've done renovations here and kind of trying to turn it back into a positive direction. There's been so much that we've been able to do here that we've never been able to do before, which is really cool and exciting. And yes, the HOA is annoying and they won't let us do too many things on the outside that they don't approve of.
Mm-hmm.
But on the inside, like we installed your car charger, so that's actually saved us money
Oh
over
yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
We've been able to do our office build outs and do whatever we want to them. I installed this really cool, I didn't, but we paid people to install this really cool lighting detail on the ceiling in Violet's room so that I could have more a vibrant studio and she could have ambient lighting for nighttime and nap time. Danny's office build out, he's put some really cool videos on social showing all of the stuff that he has on display back there. But that's like a custom display wall that we've had installed. Like we've done the renovations in our primary bedroom. My primary closet is fully customized and has drawers and everything incorporated, so all of my clothes are in there, all of my stuff is in there. We don't have any of my clothes or stuff in the bedroom, which is nice because it's more
Mm-hmm.
space, and which we needed for Violet when she was sleeping next to the bed and she was tiny. Our bathroom is like a spa. Like we've painted every wall black. It's got custom tiles. Some of them are a little broken right now, but they'll get fixed. And the jacuzzi, even though it kind of leaks, and we're going to call somebody about that too, it's so relaxing and it's so nice to just soak in there with the tub and the jets blowing on your lower back and your feet. And you're like, there's a lot of things on our to do list, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are things that you really can't experience as a renter unless you get lucky and you get the perfect place to rent.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really love about homeownership is being able to make this place our own. And you don't have to ask anyone for permission or, well, except the HOA, but you feel like more in control. You feel more like an adult. Like we can make our own choices about our environment and how we live in it and what we spend on it and what's a priority and what isn't. And all of those things really do make me feel more confident as a decision maker in other areas of my life. And it's been quite a learning experience for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we've done it. I'm excited to do it again and get better at it. You know what I mean? Like it's like any skill, the more you do it, the more you have to draw from to improve. And I'm excited to go around two with you.
Yeah, and I think the next step is fix all the stuff that we mentioned,
Yeah.
and hopefully sell the house, and hopefully
Our first
we'll
time selling a house, so that'll
first.
be a learning
That's another.
experience too.
That's another learning experience. And after that, once we sell the house, we'll move to a different country and see what happens from there. Because that's a totally different process to buying a house at a different country, which we'll talk about it once we experience that in the future.
Yeah.
Hmm. But that part I'm very excited about. I'd like to see what's next after we sell the house. I'm very excited
Yeah.
about that. But
It
let me
has
tell you,
served us well. I've loved being here, but it's time.
yeah, I know you mentioned about the car charger, the Tesla charger. Let me tell you, best investment that I've gotten, man, was buying that
Yeah.
and adding it to the house because it's great. Like I don't have to like go run to the gas station or run to a charger to charge my car. No, I charge it at home. It's cheaper, save a lot of money, and I could just drive long trips, whatever, and then charge it somewhere else. But at least when you have a car with that you need gas, and then you have to go to the gas station right away, right after you leave the house. I don't have to worry about that. So best investment was getting that.
Yeah. I would say for me, best investment is the bathroom.
Uh,
Like
which
when
which one? Which
our
part?
upstairs bathroom, like
Oh,
it feels like I'm going to a spa. Like
yeah.
it's just so luxurious and relaxing, and it's definitely a treat. It costly treat, but it's a treat every day that we can go in there.
Anything else?
That's it. If anybody out there is a homeowner or thinking about homeownership, or has experienced selling a house, please let us know because we're on this journey for the first time and just doing our best and trying to take the good with the bad. So, yeah, let us know your experiences and any advice you have for selling a house.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, we'll talk more about our process of and learning experience after selling the house. Hopefully, we could talk about that soon. And yeah, everyone, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week with another video, another episode. We're out. Take care.
Bye.